We all love our dogs, but what if we're doing things every day that they absolutely hate? You might be unknowingly upsetting them without even realizing it. Today, we're going to reveal 7 things that are bothering your dog, and trust me, number 7 is something most owners get completely wrong. Dogs can't tell us when something bothers them, but they show it in their behavior. From being irritated to stressed, your dog's body language can tell you a lot. In this video, we'll go through 7 things you might be doing that your dog hates, and how to fix them to make your dog's life better. Let's kick things off with the first one, and you're probably doing this without even thinking about it. Reason 1. Interrupting their sleep time. We all know how important a good night's sleep is for us, and the same goes for our dogs. But many of us unknowingly disrupt our dog's sleep, thinking nothing of it. You might think it's harmless to wake them up for a quick cuddle or because you're about to leave the house, but this constant interruption can have serious effects on your dog's well-being. Dogs need their rest to stay healthy, and just like humans, they go through different sleep stages that help them recharge physically and mentally. When you wake them up, they miss out on those crucial rest periods, which can lead to anxiety, irritability, and behavioral problems. Imagine being in the middle of a deep sleep and having someone suddenly wake you up. You'd feel groggy and frustrated, right? Well, your dog feels the same way. Dogs can get easily overstimulated or stressed if their sleep is interrupted too frequently. It can also mess with their internal body clock and sleep cycle, leading them to become more reactive, moody, or even anxious. Over time, these disturbances can affect their energy levels and may even contribute to health issues, like a weakened immune system or a higher likelihood of developing anxiety disorders. So, how can we help? It's simple. Be mindful of their rest time. Let your dog sleep peacefully without constant interruptions. If they're in their favorite spot and showing signs of being relaxed, allow them to stay undisturbed. Make sure they have a quiet, comfortable space to retreat to, and give them a consistent routine. Dogs thrive on routine and will feel much more secure if they know when it's time to rest. By respecting their sleep, you'll help them feel more relaxed, content, and healthier in the long run. Reason 2. Ignoring their personal space. Just like humans, dogs need their own space, a place where they can relax, feel safe, and recharge without feeling constantly crowded or overwhelmed. But many of us forget that our dogs need personal space too. We may love our dogs and want to show them affection, but pushing them into constant cuddles or interacting with them when they're clearly trying to rest can be frustrating for them. Dogs, especially those who are more independent or introverted by nature, need a place where they can retreat to when they've had enough social interaction. It's easy to assume that dogs love attention all the time, but the truth is, every dog is different. Some dogs thrive on constant affection, while others might enjoy their own space just as much as they enjoy playtime or snuggles. By constantly invading their space or forcing physical interaction when they're not in the mood, you risk creating anxiety or frustration. This can also lead to unwanted behavior such as growling, snapping, or retreating to a corner of the room to escape. A common example of this is when dogs are resting in their bed, on the couch, or in their favorite spot, and we come along to pet them, pick them up, or disturb their nap. While it may seem like a harmless act of love, for your dog, it can feel like a disruption of their peace. Just like you wouldn't want someone coming into your room and demanding your attention when you're trying to relax, your dog feels the same way when you crowd them during their downtime. So how do we respect our dog's space? First, pay attention to their body language. If your dog is lying down, looking relaxed and not engaging with you, that's a sign they need space. If they walk away or lie down in another spot after you've given them attention, don't push it. Let them decide when they want to interact. Creating a safe, quiet space where they can retreat is also essential. This could be a cozy corner of the room or a designated dog bed that they can go to when they need time alone. Respecting their personal space is about balance. It's about knowing when they want affection and when they need a break. By giving your dog the space they crave, you'll build a healthier, happier relationship and ensure that they feel secure and respected in their own home. Reason 3. Not giving them enough time to sniff. During walks. When we take our dogs for walks, we often have a destination in mind, whether it's a quick trip to the park, a stroll around the block, or just getting them outside to burn off some energy. As we walk, we may pull them along quickly, trying to get from point A to point B as fast as possible. However, by doing this, we're missing out on something incredibly important to our dogs: their need to sniff. Dogs experience the world primarily through their sense of smell. It's how they gather information, learn about their surroundings, and engage with the environment. Imagine if you were forced to walk through a beautiful park without being allowed to stop and admire anything. You'd probably feel rushed and unsatisfied, right? Well, that's exactly how your dog feels when they're not given time to sniff during walks. The significance of sniffing. When your dog sniffs around, it's more than just curiosity. It's part of their natural behavior that satisfies their mental and emotional needs. Dogs are constantly picking up on scents left behind by other animals, other dogs, and even people. These scents tell them who's been around, what's going on, and what's nearby. For dogs, sniffing is like reading the daily news or checking social media for updates. It's their way of processing the world and staying mentally engaged. Denying them this opportunity can cause frustration and anxiety. Why it matters. When we rush our dogs through walks and don't let them sniff, we're not only denying them a fundamental need, we're also stressing them out. Just like us, dogs get bored when their basic needs are not met. If your dog isn't able to satisfy their desire to sniff, they may start showing signs of anxiety or restlessness, making walks less enjoyable for both of you. It's like trying to have a conversation with someone who is constantly rushing you to finish. Eventually, they'll lose interest. In fact, sniffing has been shown to reduce stress in dogs. It allows them to mentally process what's around them, relax, and release pent-up energy. When you allow them to take their time, they feel more secure and happy, making the walk more enjoyable and less of a chore. How to improve walks for your dog. Next time you take your dog outside, try this. Allow them to lead the way. Stop and let them sniff to their heart's content. If you have a route you want to follow, build in moments where they can explore freely. The more time you give them to sniff, the more they'll enjoy the walk, and so will you. By respecting their need for exploration, you're not only creating a happier dog, but you're also strengthening the bond between you and your pet. After all, a happy dog means a happier owner. Reason 4. Not letting them have time to play and burn energy. We often think of walks as the main way to exercise our dogs, but they also need regular playtime to stay physically and mentally healthy. Sometimes, in the rush of our daily routines, we forget that play is not just for fun. It's an essential part of a dog's well-being. While a walk is great for getting your dog out of the house and moving, playtime allows them to engage in a way that's more stimulating than simply walking around. When dogs play, whether it's fetching a ball, tug-of-war, or running around the yard, they're releasing pent-up energy, improving their coordination, and strengthening their bond with you. Why they hate missing playtime. When you skip the play sessions, or if the only form of exercise your dog gets is a short walk, you're not giving them the chance to truly burn energy in a healthy, fulfilling way. And this lack of play can lead to restlessness, anxiety, and sometimes even destructive behavior. For dogs, pent-up energy doesn't just disappear. If they don't get a chance to release it, they might turn to unwanted behaviors like chewing on furniture, digging holes in the yard, or barking excessively. It's not that they're misbehaving on purpose, they're just looking for an outlet for that energy. Playtime is more than just exercise. Another reason why play is so important is that it's a mental workout too. Dogs are incredibly intelligent creatures, and they need mental stimulation just as much as they need physical exercise. Playtime challenges them, makes them think, and gives them the satisfaction of achieving something, like fetching the ball or winning a tug-of-war match. Without this type of mental stimulation, dogs can get bored and frustrated, which can lead to behavioral problems. How to include playtime. Make time for play every day, even if it's just 10-15 minutes. It could be a game of fetch in the backyard, a tug-of-war session, or even some trick training. Not only will your dog love you for it, but you'll have a much happier, healthier pet. Reason 5. punishing them after they've done something. We all want our dogs to behave well, but sometimes we make the mistake of punishing them after they've done something wrong. This might seem like an easy way to correct their behavior, but it actually causes more confusion than improvement. Dogs live in the present moment. They don't understand the concept of past actions in the way humans do. When you punish your dog for something they did earlier, even just a few minutes ago, they won't connect the punishment with the behavior you're trying to correct. For example, if your dog chewed on your shoes and you scold them after they've finished the act, they might not understand why you're upset. Why this doesn't work. In reality, the punishment doesn't teach them anything about the unwanted behavior. Instead, it can create fear, anxiety, and even aggression. Your dog might start associating you with negative experiences instead of feeling safe and trusting around you. If you scold your dog after they've already done something, they'll likely become confused about what they're being punished for. It's like telling someone they did something wrong, but not explaining what that wrong thing was. The message just isn't clear. What happens to your dog? This form of punishment can also damage your relationship with your dog. Dogs thrive on positive reinforcement and building trust with their owners. If they start feeling like every time they make a mistake, they'll be scolded, they may begin to withdraw emotionally or avoid certain interactions with you. This leads to a lack of confidence and fear-based behavior, which can make training even harder. A better way: positive reinforcement. Instead of punishing your dog after they've done something wrong, focus on positive reinforcement. When your dog behaves well, reward them with treats, praise, or playtime. This way, they'll understand what they're being rewarded for and will be more likely to repeat the behavior. If your dog does something you don't want, it's better to redirect them to an acceptable behavior rather than punishing them for the mistake. For example, if your dog starts chewing on something inappropriate, give them a toy to chew on instead and praise them when they switch to it. Reason 6. Forcing them into uncomfortable situations. We all want our dogs to be well-adjusted and confident, but sometimes, without realizing it, we force them into situations that make them uncomfortable. Whether it's meeting new people, other dogs, or going to unfamiliar places, pushing our dogs into these situations before they're ready can cause significant stress and anxiety. Why it happens. Many dog owners think that exposing their dog to new experiences is the key to socializing them and improving their behavior. While it's important for dogs to be exposed to different environments and people, forcing them too quickly or without their readiness can have the opposite effect. Every dog is unique, and not all of them are comfortable with new experiences at the same pace. Some dogs are naturally more anxious or reserved, and if we push them too hard, it can overwhelm them. What happens to your dog? When dogs are forced into uncomfortable situations, their stress levels spike. This can lead to fear-based behavior, such as barking, growling, or even snapping in extreme cases. You might think they're being stubborn or rude, but in reality, they're simply overwhelmed and unsure of how to react. It can also damage the bond between you and your dog if they begin to associate new experiences with negative emotions. If your dog is constantly placed in situations that make them anxious, they may start to exhibit avoidant behavior, like running away from new people, hiding, or refusing to walk in certain areas. This can result in longer-term social issues, making them more fearful of new experiences as they grow older. How to avoid this? The key is to let your dog move at their own pace. Instead of forcing them into a situation, give them the choice to approach it on their own terms. If they're nervous around new people, allow them time to observe from a distance before making the introduction. If they're scared of loud noises, work with them gradually, desensitizing them to the sound at a low volume before slowly increasing it. This gentle approach allows your dog to feel more in control and less anxious. It's also important to read their body language. If your dog seems hesitant or stressed, it's best to back off and try again later. Patience and understanding are key to building your dog's confidence and helping them feel secure. Reason 7. Overfeeding or giving too many treats. We all love to spoil our dogs, but did you know that overfeeding or giving too many treats can actually harm them? While it's tempting to reward your dog with extra treats or share bits of your food, too much can lead to health problems that affect their happiness in the long run. Why it happens. Dogs, especially those with big puppy eyes, are excellent at looking cute when they want a treat. It's easy to give in to those pleading looks, but what many owners don't realize is that treats and table scraps add up. Dogs, unlike us, don't always understand when enough is enough. They trust their owners to make the right decisions for their health, and giving them too many treats can disrupt their well-being. What happens to your dog? Overfeeding your dog or giving them too many high-calorie treats can quickly lead to obesity. Excess weight puts stress on their joints, heart, and overall health. Dogs with extra weight can develop arthritis, diabetes, or even heart problems. Additionally, dogs who are consistently overfed can experience digestive issues such as bloating or upset stomachs. This doesn't just affect their physical health, it also makes them feel sluggish and lethargic. How to avoid it. Treats should be used sparingly and for training or rewarding good behavior rather than as a regular part of their diet. Make sure you adjust their food intake to account for any treats or table scraps you may give. Also, remember that dog food is specially formulated to meet their nutritional needs, so it's best to stick to it and avoid human food. By being mindful of how often you treat your dog and how much they're eating, you can help them stay at a healthy weight and feel their best. A healthy dog is a happy dog. So, the next time your dog gives you that look, think about what you might be doing that's bothering them. By making a few small changes, you can improve their happiness and well-being every day. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more tips on how to make your dog's life better. Leave a comment below if you've noticed any of these behaviors in your dog.